Hi, Keith here with HueyLife.com, and we're going to start our series of education about drones. As a drone dealer here at Huey Life, we get a lot of questions about how drones work and what they are, so we decided to start a series to help assist in those questions. So what are we doing here today? Today we are going to talk about the basic aerodynamics and functions of a drone. First, we are going to kind of discuss a little bit about flight. So within any aircraft, all right, so let's just take my my toy helicopter here, okay? So we have several aspects that affect this aircraft. So first off, there is lift, which is up. That's the force that goes up. Weight of the aircraft is the force that goes down. We have thrust for going forward, and any air resistance, we call that drag, okay? Now, with any aircraft, in order to create thrust, there are multiple ways to do it, but with a helicopter or with your drone, we do this by rotating the rotor head in order to take that, what we call a lift vector, and move it. So for instance, let's say this pin right here is my lift vector. So I'm gonna have my helicopter and I'm gonna tilt it forward, and now my lift vector is gonna go forward, okay? But this is the way that the rotor is actually moving it. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Well, what that means is that even your drones that you are flying fly very similarly and have the same basic aerodynamic functions as any other aircraft, okay? So let's talk about the basics of lift, right? Lift is created by a wing by creating a higher pressure under a lower pressure. So above the wing will be creating a lower pressure, and below is the higher pressure. Best way to see this is if with a balloon, okay? If we blow up a balloon, we've now created a higher pressure within that balloon. Pop that balloon, that air immediately escapes and goes to the lower pressure. All right, well, that's the same thing with any wing. And on a helicopter or your drone, we are taking those wings and we are spinning them very fast to create that higher and lower pressure. Okay, so when that higher pressure then, once we've created that, it's now trying to fill that lower pressure, and that's what's going to create our lift. Now, with any regular helicopter, we'll grab my toy helicopter here again. Okay, the rotors themselves are going to spin at the same rate at all times, and we handle that by a governor. Okay, so as we change pitches of the blades on that rotor, the engine is going to have to work harder, and therefore the rotor is going to stay the same, but we're going to change the pitch of that blade. But that's not the same with your drones. Okay, so now let's kind of look at what's the little difference with the drones. All right, so here I have the brand new DJI Mini 4 Pro. Okay, and as you can see, here's our wings. Okay, and they're rotating. And in this case, this is called a quadcopter. All right, so we have 4 sets of wings here that are going to create that lift. All right, in this case, what you will see is if I come up close, you can see on that blade, it is pitched up. Okay, so in this case, it's going to rotate this way. But on the other side, that blade is actually pitched the opposite direction. We're going to get into that as to why with Newton's third law. But, so, with a drone, we do not change the pitch of the blades. They're standard. They're set. So how they create more lift is by spinning it faster. Okay, so each one of these motors is independently controlled in order to create different amounts of lift based on your need to actually fly it. Okay, so let's talk about Newton's third law, and we'll come back to our toy helicopter here. So Newton's third law: for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. Right. So with a standard helicopter, let's say with an American-made helicopter, okay, we're looking at it from the top. The right blade is going to go forward, right? It's always going to go this way. Well, then that means that the helicopter itself wants to rotate the opposite direction. Equal and opposite, okay? That is what a tail rotor is for on a regular helicopter, okay? It counteracts that torque and keeps your nose going forward, okay? All right, but that is opposite with a drone. So again, we come back to the drone. We have 2 different pitches on either side. Now, the pitch of this blade is also the same as the pitch on the blade on the opposite corner, and vice versa. Okay, so on a drone, it is handling that counter torque with opposite blades on each corner. Okay, so they're spinning different directions. and then we're counteracting that torque. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the basic functions and directions that you can move your drone. Okay, so first we have lift. Okay, so if you think about your controller, that here we'll pull this one out. Nice, brand new in the box. This one on the left, if you push up or down, that is going to increase the speed of all the blades or decrease them in all the blades. In the helicopter world, we would call this a collective. Okay, so we're going to push up on that control and the aircraft is going to go up and down. So there's your counteract to lift. Now again, on that same side, on the left, okay, if we go left and right with this one, it is going to affect the yaw, and that's key. All right, so here is yaw. We're looking at our aircraft, yaw to the right, yaw to the left. So that control on that controller on the left is going to pitch either way, okay? Now, on a helicopter, we would do that with the pedals. Okay, we call them anti-torque pedals. Again, Newton's third law, right? And then again, on the right controller, in the helicopter world, we would call this the cyclic, okay? So we push forward, our drone tilts forward and goes. Pull backwards, our drone tilts backwards and goes. Left, it's sliding right. So what we're doing is we are changing this rotor disc and the direction that we want to go. But how does that do that? How does that do that with a drone? Well, it's done with speed. Okay, so if I'm going to push forward on that right control, right, the aircraft is going to tilt down and move forward. I've moved that lift vector forward and it's going to go. Well, how does the drone do that? And it does that by increasing the speed on the back two propellers to lift it up. So same thing, if I'm going to slide to the right, it's going to increase the speed on the left two. If I'm going to slide to the left, it's going to speed the two on the right two. It's going to create that imbalance of lift in order to slide it back and forward. So it is important to understand those basic controls and the basic aerodynamics of your drone, because the better you understand how your aircraft actually flies and how it operates, the better you can operate it and the better you can help yourself in certain situations. And any pilot out there will tell you the same thing. So as an aviator, you're going to learn your aircraft inside and out. Well, if you're going to fly drones, you might as well understand exactly how they fly. And guess what? That's going to increase your enjoyment while you're flying your drones. So that is the end of our basic aerodynamics for drones. If you want to check us out at hueylife.com. Don't forget to click the link at the bottom, hit like, and give us any comments on any other types of videos you'd want to see. We have several others planned and we will be putting them out there. So again, hueylife.com, and we can't wait to hear from you. Thank you.